How's everyone doing today? Today is Monday. We are in the shop here. Gonna start stripping down the car so we can send it off to Skyrocket and get it repaired. But before I strip it down, I want to get this engine running again. So anytime you ever roll a car, step one, you always pull all your spark plugs and spin it over. For example, I pulled the spark plugs, turned it over, and it all over the floor. Big puddle down there. And then I started rolling out the header. If I would have tried to fire it up with that much oil in the cylinder, this thing would have locked right up, been done. Got Dad in the shop making noise. But, well, we're gonna try to fire this up. Gently used dry shaft for sale if anyone's interested. Let's see if it'll fire up here.
Gently used, only has 2 races on it.
See if she fires. TJ and Seth showed up. And now we're going to proceed to strip it down. TJ, what are you banging on?
Pounding out bent bolts.
Yeah.
Really, how'd you bend them?
Drilling arm bolts are a little bent, so they're not coming out with ease. Well, I'll set you up on a time lapse here. Let them start tackling the rear. I'm going to tackle start working on the engine. Now that we know it runs and everything's happy. Ran it until the smoke stopped rolling. So it should be all cleaned up. So, all right, time lapse. Wednesday. TJ and I are gonna finish getting this thing stripped down. Only thing left is motor and trans. Rear end just sitting there in the car. And we gotta get the seat out, air blower, and pull the lead off. It's pretty much ready to leave. Where it's going, we're not sure yet. Gotta take it down to send a bunch of pictures to Shy Rock there and see him get his partake. Some people's other opinion I've got, they think that Skyrocket ain't gonna want to touch it because of some of the bars that are damaged in it, but we're not really sure. Or if they do, it's gonna be super expensive, and at that point, might as well build another one. But well, go back to a time lapse here of us finishing it up. How's it going, guys? Today is Monday, Memorial Day. We got the Skyrocket down here, our good buddy Darwin Carew, home of Killer Chassis. We got the car up here on his jig. Darwin, how bad is it?
I live in a dream, baby.
How bad's the Skyrocket?
It's not that bad. I've seen worse.
Darwin's seen worse, so that's reassuring. So right now, he's just getting his jig all level, making sure the whole front end sat down, everything's sitting down, so that's a good sign that nothing's twisted. Everything looks pretty good. Just gotta fix a couple bars in the back here, and then obviously the tail. But Darwin's fixed a lot worse, he said, so
We'll make it look like new again.
it'll be like new again. Darwin says he'll have it done by this afternoon.
Oh yeah. We'll be going out for lunch and be ready to go.
Yep, we're gonna go for lunch. And then, no, Darwin said though, a couple days should be good to go. And then this week is the big deal. So there's no racing this week for us anyways. So that gives us all next week to get the car back together. So hopefully we will be back at Deer Creek for the next race. But we'll let Darwin start. He's just getting the car all kind of, like I said, on the jig. Because when he starts cutting this stuff all off, he doesn't want the car to spring or twist or do anything weird. So he'll probably put some tacks and stuff on area to keep the car on the same plane. So when we put everything back, weld everything back in, we know everything's nice and straight. So, all right, we'll let Darwin do Darwin things. How's it going, Minnesota Dirt? Today's June 4th, right? I think June 4th.
Yes.
June 4th. We're finally out of May. Thank goodness. May was a terrible month. I don't like May. We're in June, so now we feel like a new person again. We are here working the garage. TJ's here.
Hello.
And, well, we got the car back. We got the car back. Looks good to go now. Things that were bent are no longer bent. So, little spray bombage. Make her look all purty again. Big thanks to Darwin Carew. Speedy turnaround. TJ, what are you doing?
Drilling the mangled deck apart.
Look at that, our breakaway T-bar is still good.
Yeah?
Look at that.
Drill a couple of rivets out of it.
Pop right back in.
Be good to go.
So, you're gonna bang them all flat and see what needs to be remade and what's salvageable.
Yep.
Looks like a lot of it is pretty beat up. There's my mulch pile. I'll do some tilling and then I can put the mulch away. So, he's gonna be banging, making a lot of noise. My goal is I'm gonna try to get the motor back in and front end on this thing tonight. I'll just have the motor sitting in it. Not all hooked up, everything, but motor sitting in it, front end on it. And we'll go from there. So Put you on a time lapse. Thursday. I'm gonna keep plugging away. Time lapse. Thursday. Time lapse. Saturday. Full shop today. DJ, my dad, Rooster, Goose, Oakley, Riley. This thing is going to be race ready with this kind of crew here. This kind of crew that we have assembled today. Heck, probably race this thing tonight. Time lapse. Well, today I got the decking done. Good job, TJ. Thank you. Just got done changing the oil. We threw about 8 gallons of Bang Bang sauce in the tank. Radiator's full of water. We should be able to go hot now. Why does we not have no ignition on? Did it not try? I thought it tried.
I wasn't paying that close attention.
I thought right there at the beginning it tried, and I gave you the phone, so I thought I'd have to give her some more fuelage. Box is on. Well, everything there looks good. Batteries plugged into the battery side.
Everything got connected to the power solenoid, right?
What?
Everything got connected to the solenoid.
Yeah, or it went crank. Solenoid just runs the cranking. Monday. Timeline. Tuesday. TJ and I have been working the car already, just kind of doing some stuff off camera. I got the transmission put in. Y'all can't see anything anymore, so I just did it. I didn't record. Sorry. Got a haircut today, so looking fresh and clean. TJ got the strapping down on the right rear, so the right rear quarter panel is all strapped up. Right now we're gonna do the strapping on the passenger door. And then the only thing else we gotta do is we gotta re-bolt the roof back down and get a new roof number. We had to get a new roof. The old roof was absolutely KO'd. Here, I'll show you. We determined that there was no saving this roof. So we got a new one. So now we gotta relocate it and do all the strapping and stuff on it there. Driver's side's done. It's a little pushing and pulling, and we actually got the holes to line back up on the Nerf bar there. But yeah, the only thing now we're waiting for is the rear end. So yeah, sums that up. We're gonna do the strapping on the passenger door. And then the only thing else that we can really do is, well, we can bleed the clutch now since training's back in. I have to zip tie and put a new end on the right rear brake line. We can hang rear calipers, just have them hanging. And yeah, then after that, we're pretty much hanging out, waiting for a rear end to get here. Rear end should be here hopefully tomorrow or Thursday, so it's looking like we gonna make Deer Creek. And believe it or not, we haven't replaced a single body panel. We pounded them all straight, good enough, put them back on the car. I don't think it looks bad at all. It's obviously, you know, not pretty like it used to be. It's got character now. But now we just get rocking that zombie look. Rolled over 2 weeks ago, back on the track. The zombie theme fits. So yep, all right, TJ and I do some strapping. Time lapse. More Minnesota dirt. Today's Saturday. What's the date, TJ? I don't know. Day before Father's Day.
15.
Today's the 15th. We got our rear end back last night. I didn't really do any recording because I'm all underneath the body and you can't see any of it anyway. So it just would have been a time lapse of you not seeing nothing. But anywho, rear end is in. The car is back on her shoes. For being rolled over 2 weeks ago, this thing looks pretty good. I was bound and determined to reuse everything. Only thing we didn't reuse was the roof. We put a new roof on it. TJ and his fabulous driving of a forklift got these doors looking real square. The decking's got some character to it now, but I think it pounded out pretty good. But the body actually looks pretty straight. Good job, TJ.
Do what I can do with what I got.
Yeah, we are back. So we're racing Deer Creek tonight. There's where the old radiator punched through. Broken. So yeah, we're getting trailer loaded up. And we're gonna go to Deer Creek. Charlie will be there racing. TJ, have you ever seen my brother race?
Nope.
No, this will be your first time.
Just in Minnesota dirt videos.
So this is the first time Charlie gets to, TJ gets to see Charlie. So, yes sir. We're gonna get the truck loaded up, get this thing outside, give it a wash, because it's pretty dirty. We didn't take anything, we didn't wash it really before we took it apart after the accident, but we're back. Big thanks. Fast Shafts. Got us a new drive shaft. Other one didn't survive. Thank you to Weir's Machine. Got our sliders all fixed. New J-bar. New pull bar. Everything else was straight. Believe it or not, I couldn't believe it. The whole front end was still straight. Measured the lowers. You know, you put the lower on the floor from the ground to the top ball joint, like 5 1/4. Both of them are perfect. Used our spindle checker. Spindles were still perfect. So the front end was good rock. We sent our shocks back in to balance speed. He called the other day and he said, I got good news and bad news. I'm like, all right, what's the good news? He says, the good news is, to my disbelief, 3 out of your 4 shocks are perfect. Nothing's wrong with them. They dynoed exactly where they're supposed to be. I'm like, okay, nice. I'm like, well, I assume the bad news is that 4th shock. He goes, yep, your 4th shock, your right rear shock, destroyed. Nothing we can do with it. Mangled. Scrap metal. I'm like, well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad, so we had to get a new right rear shock. So those will be arriving to the racetrack with the O2K Hunter Kennedy, and then we'll get the good shocks put back on the car. But yeah, anything else for Minnesota Dirt? Oh, and I should probably go grab a sticker. I gotta put a sticker on the roof. Yeah, we gotta do that. Shout out to National Fleet Graphics. Oh, here comes the Angries. Who are you yelling at? What? Oh, you're so tough. Oh, so big and tough. They're not tough at all. They just sound tough until you walk up. And they're like, oh crap, they're coming, run away. Yeah, talking about you. Oh. Okay, well, we'll let them yell at whoever they want to yell at. All right, we're gonna sign off. Back truck up, get all that stuff loaded up, get the trailer hooked up, wash, loaded, off to Deer Creek. Check in to y'all later. All right, that is gonna wrap up that video. So last week, Deer Creek got rained out. Well, this video is 2 weeks old, so that following weekend got rained out. This weekend, or last weekend. Today is June 26th. We've been ready to race for 2 weeks. It's been rained out the last 2 weeks. So this Saturday, which would be 28th? Is that 28th? Yeah, somewhere around there. We'll be at Deer Creek. It's the first run on the car since we had to chop, cut, rebuild, and put her back together. Just been cleaning the garage a little bit the last 2 weeks. Working on a couple of other buddies' cars, getting them ready to rock. Doing house stuff. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Sun's bright. That's gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully our next video will be me and Charlie together. It's been a long time. Charlie and I are racing together at Deer Creek Speedway. Flies! All right, guys. Talk to you later.